Hey friends! My name is Desiree, aka Mama Friendly, and I do all sorts of videos on my channel, from cooking videos to planner videos, vlogs, hauls, homeschool videos with a Disney twist, a little bit of everything. So if any of this sounds like fun to you, I hope that you'll subscribe and join me on my YouTube adventure. Speaking of a Disney twist, we are back with another installment of the Cookbook collab hosted by Tamra at Southern Wife Everyday Life. This is a monthly collab where Tamra challenges us to cook out of our favorite cookbooks, hoping that we will stoke up the love of cookbooks again in our community. And if you know me, if you know my channel, you know that any opportunity that I can take to throw a Disney twist into the mix, I'm gonna take that opportunity. So this month I'm bringing back an old favorite. This is the Unofficial Disney Parks Cookbook, and I have used this book in this series before. I'm gonna have this linked in the description box below in case you would like to get the cookbook for yourself. But one of the things that I'm doing this year on my channel is that I'm challenging myself to adapt favorite recipes, either Disney recipes or Cuban recipes because I'm Cuban. Just whatever I find that sounds good to me that I haven't been able to eat in a while because of my allergies. I eat gluten, dairy, and soy-free, so I tend to veer on the side of like paleo or Whole30 recipes because those adaptations are already made for me with those types of recipes. But a lot of the Disney recipes, most of the Disney recipes I dare say, are not allergy friendly, and so I typically miss out because while Disney is a great place to go when you have allergies, they don't always have apples to apples type substitutions. It's more like, here's this luxurious treat that everybody else is eating, and here's some chicken tenders. So you're not gonna starve, but you're definitely not gonna be able to partake in all of the cool foods and themed snacks and everything that everyone else in your party might be having. So the challenge to myself this year has been to take Disney favorites from the parks, from movies even, that's something that I tackle in my Disney homeschool series, and adapting them to make them allergy friendly. So while I am following recipes from the book, I'm not following them exactly because I'm making substitutions where necessary to make them safe for me and my family to eat. This month though, the recipe that I chose felt like a little bit of a cheat because I wasn't making every component from scratch. So I don't know, it just felt like not a true recipe, but it still ended up being a perfect copycat duplicate to a recipe or to a dish that you can get at the Disney parks. So because it felt a little too easy, I decided I would take 2 recipes this month and show you how to make them with at least one store-bought ingredient to make it a little easier on yourself, but at the end you get 2 perfect copies of the dishes at the parks. So I'm kind of taking you on a little tour of the Magic Kingdom today. The first dish I'm going to show you how to make is the loaded buffalo chicken tots that you can get at Friar's Nook in Fantasyland at the Magic Kingdom. And then for dessert, we're having the fresh fruit waffle sandwiches that you could get at Sleepy Hollow when you're entering Liberty Square through the hub at the Magic Kingdom. And I've had both of these dishes at the park before I had all my allergies and dietary restrictions. And so I can tell you with confidence that the recipes I'm showing you today are perfect, exact duplicates. I know that that's a big claim to make, but trust me, you are not gonna miss the gluten and dairy in these dishes. Now, before I show you the recipes, I want to remind you that because this is a collab, there is a playlist. So if you look in the description box below, where you'll find the cookbook linked, you're also going to find a link to Tamra's channel and a link to the playlist, so that once you've watched my video, you can click that link to the playlist and see what all of my friends made this month as well. Now, without any further ado, let's jump into our recipes. The very first step of our loaded buffalo chicken tots is of course to procure a chicken. I am choosing to roast my own chicken and I'm seasoning it with lemon pepper, garlic salt, and Frank's Red Hot, but you can just as easily get a rotisserie chicken from the store. And the next step, once the chicken is done, is I'm going to take my tater tots, and you can take any brand you like, and you're going to follow the package directions to cook them up. In the meantime, I'm gathering the rest of my ingredients. I have my vegan blue cheese, my Frank's Red Hot buffalo sauce, my vegan blue cheese dressing, and some celery. Once our chicken is cool enough to handle, I'm going to take about a cup of chicken breast. I'm going to shred it up into this large bowl, and you can use a combination of white meat and dark meat. You can use all dark meat, all white meat, whatever you'd like, but I'm taking pretty much an entire chicken breast, and I'm going to shred it up with clean hands into a large bowl. Once that's prepared, I am going to toss it with about a tablespoon of my buffalo sauce. The chicken is set aside, so now I'm washing, drying, and chopping up about 3 stalks of celery. This is going to be our little confetti for the top of our bowl. Our tater tots are ready, so it's time to serve. I'm going to take, I don't know, maybe like half of these tater tots and put them into a bowl. I'm going to top that with my buffalo chicken, drizzle my blue cheese dressing over the top, sprinkle on some of my blue cheese crumbles, and my celery. This is so easy, a great way to recycle leftover chicken and make it more interesting, and absolutely delicious. It tastes exactly like I bought it from the Friar's Nook. So now that we've finished our meal, it's time for dessert. So we're going to make our Sleepy Hollow inspired fresh fruit waffle sandwiches. I'm going to make my own dairy and gluten-free waffle, but of course you could use a mix or you could use frozen waffles. If you're following along with my recipe, you're going to want to use about a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 2 large eggs, a 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 cups of gluten-free flour. My blend has xanthan gum in it already, but if yours doesn't, you're going to want to use about a 1/2 teaspoon of that. 4 teaspoons of gluten-free baking powder, about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1.75 cups of vegan milk of your choice. You guys already know I always use Nut Pod's original coffee creamer for all of my cooking and baking needs. For our sandwiches themselves, you're going to want strawberries, blueberries, and bananas. And this is nocciolata. I actually got this, I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but I got it at Whole Foods, and it is a dairy-free Nutella that tastes precisely exactly like the real thing. So if you can find it online or at Whole Foods, I highly, highly recommend. We've also got our little mini waffle maker coming in clutch. I'm going to plug it in and let it warm up while we get our waffle mix ready. So in a large bowl, we're going to whisk together our eggs, granulated sugar, vanilla extract, and our vegetable oil. Once that's all combined, we're going to add in our gluten-free flour, our xanthan gum if you need it, gluten-free baking powder, and salt to the egg mixture, and we're going to mix it until it's fully combined. Lastly, you're going to stir in your milk and mix until it's smooth. Mine felt a little thin, a little runny. It turned out okay, but if I make this again, I will probably only use a 1.5 cups of milk as opposed to a 1.75 cups. Now that our waffle mix is ready, it is time to make our waffles. So I'm taking a couple of these little ladles and I'm putting them into the waffle iron that's already been preheated. And in about 2 minutes, they should be done. I'm kind of having to do some trial and error here because I'm not sure just how much batter this tiny waffle maker needs. And obviously, depending on which waffle maker you're using, you might need more or less. But just keep an eye on it so that we don't have any unfortunate accidents. And voila, our waffles are ready. So we're just going to take some of that nocciolata. We're going to spread it over the top. I've got my bananas and strawberries already chopped up into bite-sized pieces. So we're just going to sprinkle some fruit on top of that chocolate spread. And I like to eat mine like tacos. You do whatever feels right for you. But these were delicious. Like, how could you go wrong? Waffles, Nutella, and fresh fruit, 10 out of 10. All right, friends, so there you have it. Those are my 2 super simple semi-homemade versions of Disney treats that you can make yourself at home with an allergy-friendly twist. The buffalo chicken tots were so easy, especially if you already, like, let's say you buy a rotisserie chicken from the store, from Costco or wherever. All you need to do is cut it up and like sauce it. You've got your ready-made blue cheese dressing. You've got your tots that just need to go in the oven or in the air fryer. And boom, delicious, out of the ordinary type lunch or dinner that your whole family is gonna love. Just make sure you adjust the heat level for like the little ones and whatnot. But this was delicious. And if you use regular blue cheese or regular blue cheese dressing, it's very easily made regular instead of allergy friendly. So that means that if you have some people in your family like me that have allergies and some people that don't, just buy 2 different bottles of dressing and you have a meal ready for everybody that everybody can enjoy quick. It was delicious. I had it for dinner one night and I actually made it again for lunch later in the week. So good. Highly recommend. And as far as the waffle sandwiches, how can you go wrong with Nutella and fresh fruit on a waffle? And I showed you how I made waffles so you can have them gluten and dairy free, but you could just as easily get a waffle mix like a Bisquick or something. If you don't have a waffle iron, you can get frozen waffles. Kashi makes a great gluten, dairy, and soy-free variety that I absolutely love. Or you could always just get a box of Eggos if you don't have to worry about allergies. But these are 2 snacks or meals that were so easy to make, so easy to throw together, and it's a really fun way to bring a little bit of Disney into your home, so why wouldn't you give them a try? I participate in this cookbook collab every month, and whether it's part of the cookbook collab or not, I do a Disney copycat recipe every month as well. So if this sort of thing is interesting to you, make sure you subscribe and come on back so you never miss one of my adaptations. What is your favorite Disney World or Disneyland treat to eat, either at the park or at a resort? Let me know in the comments. Who knows? I might try to adapt it and you might see it on the channel soon. And before you go, I do want to remind you that there is that playlist in the description box. So now that you've seen what I made for the cookbook collab, you can see what all my friends made as well. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope that you will please give it a big thumbs up. I'd also love it if you would subscribe and click that notification bell because I post at least 3 times a week and I wouldn't want you to miss a minute. Thanks so much again for watching, and see you real soon!